Hello and welcome back. This video is just going to be about some of our favorite summer meals. So I'm bringing you 5 summer meals that are easy to make, do not require the oven, so you don't have to turn up the heat in your kitchen. Let's get into it. For dinner tonight, I'm grounding up 2 pounds of meat, and I just seasoned, or 2 pounds of ground turkey, and I just seasoned it with salt, pepper, garlic powder, and then some taco seasoning. We're just going to have a taco salad. So I've got the ground turkey going. I bought a bag of salad mix from Costco. Okay, oh, you want me to help you hold on to that? Okay, spin the salad.
As fast as I can?
Yep, hold on. Oh. Okay, now see, as fast as you can. Move my hand. Oh, careful. Okay, go. Okay, should we check it? See if the lettuce is good? Oh, okay, so here's my kiddos' plates. This one is for my daughter, who will eat a little bit of salad, so she just has some salad with dressing on the side, and then she likes to have hers kind of still like portioned out so she can mix it like she wants to. There's some cheese in the center there for her. This is for my youngest. He does not like greens, so he just has like 1 or 2 pieces with a little dressing on it for his no thank you bite, and then some cherry tomatoes, which he does enjoy, and then the seasoned ground turkey, and then tortilla chips and some cheese on the side. And then this is for my oldest, who will eat it. Oh, you know what? I realized I didn't put ground turkey on his. So I'm going to add ground turkey on top of this. But what we have is a mix of the romaine and the mixed salad. The bag that we got from Costco is this Mediterranean crunch. So that's in there with romaine. And then tortilla chips are crumbled. And I put the tortilla chips on top of the salad so that when we put the ground turkey on top, it won't wilt it right away. It's got some purple onions, cheese, cherry tomatoes, and then they all have this dressing, this Bolthouse Farms cilantro avocado. It's really tasty. So I'm going to serve this up for them and then check to see if my husband will be home soon so then I can eat with him.
There.
Okay, it is another warm one out there today. So to my Instant Pot, I have added 1 cup of water. You can add chicken broth if you'd like. For extra flavor, but I'm just going to go ahead and put water in, and then I'm going to put in some chicken pieces. These are frozen. Fresh works as well. If you do fresh, obviously you don't have to cook it for as long, but I'm just going to go ahead and throw chicken in, and I'm going to go ahead and put in the last of this little bit of package that I have, just so we're not wasting anything. And then I have a little bit of this homemade taco seasoning. It is from Wellness Mama. I will link the recipe down below. And I'm going to put in about a tablespoon of this, just sprinkle it all over. And then I'm going to cover and cook it. Set my Instant Pot. Make sure it's sealed. I'm going to set my Instant Pot on high for 28 minutes. You can do 25 if you have a couple of less pieces in there, but because I put a little bit extra than we usually do, I'm going to go ahead and do it for that extra 3 minutes just to make sure it's totally cooked. And then I'm going to let the Instant Pot do its work. I'm also going to warm up some rice and beans that I have. I'm adding a little water because the rice was already cooked in the fridge, and I find it just helps it cook better that way. And then these beans were in our freezer. Again, we had cooked them previously and then froze them. I'm going to warm up some corn tortillas for us and put them in my tortilla warmer. And as I do, I like to fold them over so they stay in that taco shape. Typically, I fix up everybody's plates, but for tonight, I'm just going to go ahead and I serve them their side dishes. So rice and beans for my oldest. My youngest will not get beans. He'll just get rice, but my daughter will get the same. And then I just put the chicken in the tortillas for them, and then they can come up and put whatever they want on their tacos for tonight. So our choices, we just have, and I didn't put in anything fancy, I just took it straight from the containers in the fridge. Some broccoli slaw for a little crunch. There's some cheese in here. We have a little guacamole. Here's some mild salsa for the kids. I'm going to bring out the taco sauce and green dragon sauce when my husband gets home. I happen to have both white and red onions, so I put both of them out. And then we don't use sour cream, we use plain Greek yogurt instead, so I put that out for them too. So I'm gonna get the other 2 plates going with the tacos for them, and they can serve them up. Okay, getting ready to make dinner tonight. I'm gonna make a crab tortellini salad. So I've got some water boiling, and then this is the pasta we're gonna use tonight. It is just a cheese tortellini kind of thing, I think, and spinach maybe. And then I don't think that this will be enough for my family of 5, so I'm also going to cook up some of this from Costco. It is just some little bow ties, the tricolor ones, so I just think that'll, honestly I'm using the tricolor ones because I think they're pretty. So these need 15 minutes to cook, so I'm going to throw these in the boiling water first. This needs 7 minutes to cook, and I'm going to try to throw this in and then throw this in a little bit later in the same pot. We'll see if it cooks up well. While my pasta is cooking, I'm going to go ahead and maybe toss in, we don't have actual crab, we're going to use this imitation crab. And I think, because it doesn't have much of a taste by itself, I'm going to go ahead and stick it, oh, that's the timer for the pasta. So let's go do that too. I'm just going to dump this in the water while the other one finishes boiling. I just added the other pasta right in with the tricolored pasta, and I'm going to cook it for 7 more minutes. Just have the imitation crab in here, and then I'm going to put a little of this Italian seasoning so that the crab can pick up some of the seasoning from the dressing. And I'm going to put this in the fridge while I chop up some of this stuff. You can see my pasta is getting dangerously close to the top here, boiling up. And I just take the wooden spoon. I'm just going to push some of these down to make sure they cook all the way. But a little tip so the water doesn't boil over is to place a wooden utensil on top. Ideally it would be like over it, but my spoon's not long enough. So just put it on top of the pasta as it's boiling, or anything as you're cooking and it's boiling and you don't want it to boil over. And the wooden spoon will absorb some of the water that might get boiled over. And it'll My little man is, my youngest is a little bit more picky, so I had some leftover chicken and I just put that in for him instead of the imitation crab because he doesn't like that. So his is got the little bit of bacon in there and then just the sauce and I almost said imitation chicken. No, this is actual chicken. So the chicken in there. He doesn't like black olives. He's not a fan of purple onions either, which we're going to throw in there. So his is really, really simple. I pulled his out first So then I can just go ahead and add the rest for everybody else. And if he decides he wants to have seconds, he can just, oh, I dropped his fork. If he decides to have seconds, he can just kind of either pick it out or I'll work with him around the things he doesn't like. Tomatoes would be really good in here too, I think. Don't think we have any fresh tomatoes. It's a really great, easy dish for the summer, so it doesn't heat up your kitchen. And you could even do the pasta in the morning. In fact, it's probably a little better if you do it in the morning before the day warms up, and then you can let the pasta cool, or you can even make the whole thing and let it cool in your fridge and have it ready to roll for dinner time. So here's what it's looking like. I'm just gonna probably add some more. I'm gonna add more of the imitation crab and then serve it up. Here I am making what we usually make is a quinoa and rice mix. So it's half the amount of quinoa and half the amount of rice. For tonight, I am using white rice and quinoa, and then I have some powdered cilantro that I throw in there also. I also had some beans and corns that I decided to warm up to go with it, and then I'm just gonna melt this powdered butter so that I can cook the shrimp in it. The shrimp is already cooked. I'm just kind of warming it through and giving it a little flavor. My oldest son's bowl. It's got the cilantro lime rice on the bottom. It's got corn, black beans, the shrimp, of course, broccoli slaw, and then he decided he didn't want any tomatoes. Did you want tomatoes, baby? Oh, just kidding. I'm lying. He does want tomatoes. So we're going to put tomatoes on that too. I just sliced up some tomatoes and purple onion. So we're going to put that on too. But I also put out the dried cilantro, and then I thought that maybe the Trader Joe's might go good on the shrimp also, or this Trader Joe's Green Dragon hot sauce. This stuff is so good, or salsa. I thought hopefully my husband will be home by now and he could pick, but he's not going to be home for a little bit, so I may just put him back in the fridge and then pull him back out when he gets home and see what he would rather have. Then my daughter, hers is kind of more separated. My youngers, I kind of do bowls that way for them. So she's got black beans, the rice, a little bit of broccoli slaw, tomatoes, corn, and then the shrimp. And then my son, my youngest, does not like beans, has the rice, broccoli slaw, and then a little hefty amount of corn, a little bit of shrimp, because I don't know if he's ever had it and how he's going to do with that, and then, of course, tomatoes. So that's dinner. Tonight's no oven dinner was a orange marmalade pork chops. So the first thing I'm doing is putting my Instant Pot on the saute button, and then I'm going to just brown up these thinly sliced pork chops really quickly just to give them a little bit more flavor. And I'm going to deglaze my pot with some frozen chicken broth that I had made previously and then froze in little half-cup portions. So since the pot is still on saute, it's melting and I'm deglazing it at the same time. And you want to do this so that you don't get that burn notice in your Instant Pot while you're cooking. For the sauce, I'm just adding some garlic, Dijon mustard, some dried onion, liquid aminos or soy sauce, and orange marmalade. I'm going to give that a really good mix, and then I'm going to put it all back in with the pork chops into the Instant Pot. To go with the pork chops, I'm also going to do another quinoa and rice mixture, except this time we're going to use brown rice instead of white rice, which is what we typically use. I'm also going to warm up a couple of cans of green beans to go with it, just so that we have a veggie with it. I realize that it doesn't plate up very beautifully, but it does taste delicious, and we all enjoy this dinner. Thanks so much for watching. Comment down below and let me know if you're going to try any of these dishes or what your favorite no oven dish is.